what's up? What's up? We back.
Yes, sir. We back in this thing.
MD 2020. You thought we were? You thought we forgot? You thought we forgot? Episode 2, man. We here. Great day. Just I had to be alive, but to be recording with my fellow brothers.
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
It's been good, man. We've had a crazy month.
I know, right?
Battling COVID and everything.
It's getting there though, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting towards the end of this year, and I think everybody's thinking that 2021 is gonna be, you know what I'm saying, something to look forward to.
That's what we thought in 2020. And I was like,
fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, fingers crossed. So we'll see, man. But I'm just glad to be here, really, for, like I say, to make this episode happen. But like you say, in a place where we're healthy. I know Kelly has maybe want to share a little bit about him, but who knows? But just to say that we're here and healthy, like you say, getting close to the end of the year.
Thanksgiving break.
Yes.
Oh man, it's much needed too.
Man, as education, that's what we live for. That's what I signed that contract for these weeks like this. So
yes, Lord.
But yeah, man, everybody out there, if you just tuning in for the first time, I'm Mr. Du Bois. Here I'm the D in MD 2020.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Mayberry. You know what it is, the M in this MD 2020.
I'm Mr. Kelly. Not in the name, but I'm the producer of the behind the scenes. So this has been fun. This is the second episode, getting it rolling again. So we've been chomping at the bit to get this one going. But I've been the fly in the ointment on that one.
We wanted to get this out early, but I think this is perfect time. We do it today. I think this was the best time to do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I say, as long as we're getting it done, we on point. But yeah, man, I want to just go ahead and just jump into to our segment today, some segments today, and just talk about first. It's Monday here for us as we're recording this, and you know what happened yesterday. It was some football games out there,
good
man.
Football.
Yeah, look, everybody smiling up in here right now. So me as a Colts fan, that was a good win. I told a cousin of mine, hey, we can compete.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Aaron Rodgers gonna come out here. He was gonna do his thing, which he did in that first half. I was like, woo.
Yeah, y'all.
It was like 21-7, and but then our second half, our number one defense. I'm saying it now. Our number one defense came up, got some turnovers, and we pulled out that W yesterday. Still in first place for all you haters out there, Mr. Bolin, Linwood, DP, all them out there. We're first place right now.
The Texans coming, man. Why?
I almost choked. Don't lie to yourself.
Hey, we on a 1-game win streak. We'll take it. I take positivity where I can get it. Looked good yesterday against a good team. You know what I'm saying? The Patriots have been surging. The Patriots, I mean, they've been playing some good football. So the fact that the Texans come out there and get them a good win, and Deshaun played magnificent.
Well, yeah, I mean, kind of going back, I don't know if the Patriots, I think it's the name. This year, I don't know if they the Patriots of old.
They're not, but they have been playing some good, everybody was talking about Cam Newton being back on his high horse and, playing good football. And, for the Texans to come in, especially everything we've going through this year, I'm going to take all my wins I can
most
get.
Definitely. Hey, I always say who's ever on that schedule, if you beat, I don't care who they are, they can be the Pee Wee Titans out there. If they North Dallas Jag or whoever, as long as you beat them, hey, that's what's up. But one of the wins of yesterday that I hated. Mr. Kelly, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, man, my Cowboys are back. It was so funny. I'm driving to watch the game, and they're like, "Hey, if we can just go on a 1-game win streak, we're back in the division."
That's crazy.
Yes,
that is crazy.
No, man, we looked good. I was telling y'all, if we make a move like getting Zach Martin over into right tackle, we take out a dude who should not have been in the starting offensive line, and then our defense starts playing really well, we can start winning some games, man. So I think I got real scared, though, in the third quarter when Kirk Cousins just kept handing the ball off to Dalvin Cook, and he's running through our entire defensive line. But, we played really well, and it's this weird idea of, okay, should we tank or should we go for the division? Because if you go for the division, then, you have a home playoff game, but what are you going to do against probably the second seed or the fifth seed or whoever you have to play in that game.
Yeah, this year it's 7 teams that get in this year, so it's kind of like, the 1 seed gets that bye and then everybody else plays. But I'm always optimistic, man. When you can get a home game, I don't care. And I know this year is weird with home games, but I mean the Cowboys, they have fans, but sometimes they don't really have home games anyway because they other teams' fans they travel so well when they come to play Cowboys. But I'm always like, man, if you can get in the playoffs, get you a home game, hey, you may get to that second round, and anything can happen. It's a one game. I mean, nerves hit in, but like I say, man, the Cowboys. I'm not a hater of the Cowboys. It's just the fans of the Cowboys. Like Kelly just said, we're back on one game, but
it ain't the Cowboys fans in Dallas. I get them. They're homers. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to go for your home team. It's the Cowboys fans everywhere else that get me. Like, oh, we're the best. Like, you never even been to Texas, let alone Dallas.
Never been to a game.
It's the fans who and I don't ever try to discourage somebody from being a fan, but it's literally always the fans who are like, oh, Tony Romo is still the best quarterback ever of the Cowboys, and it's like, dude, it's been 5 years. Let it go, man. Let's let go of all of that. That's the only time where I start to get really, really kind of frustrated with it. But something that will be to the Cowboys' strength, whatever you want to call it, and it's something that I've been kind of mad about this year, is we let fans in our stadium. So we'll have Cowboy fans in the stadium for a playoff game, and we're going to be one of the only ones in the playoffs doing that. So that could be to our advantage a little bit, where a team like Seattle, they'll have a home game, and right now if it ended today, Seattle would be playing the Cardinals. They won't have fans at what's the name of their Lincoln Financial?
No, they're up there. What is that?
CenturyLink Field. And so it's that's such a difference for a team like Seattle, whereas Dallas, you usually don't have that fan base or that home field advantage, and we will this year. So maybe that'll help. But if it ended today, the Cowboys, if we won the division, we'd be playing the Buccaneers. So we'd be welcoming Tom Brady into AT&T Stadium, and I don't know how well that would go, but
it's just good the season not ending right now. So hopefully we'll see where that goes, man. But hey, sports is I love Sundays, man. I think it brings some type of, like I say, always some normalcy back. To sit at home with the family, man, and just kind of turn on the game and just relax. Hey, with everything that's going on, I like that. But yesterday, man, it was entertaining yesterday. Everything, it was some good games on yesterday. Hey, I'm glad that we can record this with everybody with W, because somebody I was like, I thought we all were gonna lose. Really, I would like to say we got the W. Hey, let's we got smiles going on.
I want to give a shout out real fast too. I was super excited. Dallas got the double win. FC Dallas won their.
Oh yeah, I seen that. So, I seen I seen the penalty kicks yesterday, last night. Man, it was just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I watched that. That was on ESPN. So good. So good. They on to the second round. Second round.
Portland, and we tied the game in the 86th, 87th minute. A goal from a 17-year-old. So,
okay. I didn't catch the goal time, but I did see the penalty kick.
It was nuts. So I used to work for FC Dallas, and their owner's Dan Hunt, and Dan Hunt was a super great guy. His office was always right behind me, so I got to talk to him a lot. The family owns the Chiefs, and great people.
Okay. So big up.
So just wanted to give that shout out because they're good people, and they deserve a little. They got a Super Bowl, but we're hoping to get an MLS coming.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's up. Well, fellas, man, let's dive deep into a little topic here as we're talking about sports and kind of hitting into this crazy year of 2020, man. With everything else going on, man, when you can't miss the news of what's going on in our politics and just what's going on with the election, with COVID, man. I just want to just talk when you talk about just the U.S. and we know that we're all should be unified. How do you feel that basically, just to sum it up, that President Trump basically just saying, I'm just not going to give Biden no information. I'm not going to provide him with no resources, nothing going into this next administration?
I want to say at this point, after 4 years, I want to be, disappointed about it and in the uproar, but I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Nothing about that It's surprising to me, so ergo, it's not gonna hurt me.
Yeah,
it's part of my expectation.
Yeah, you expect that.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but does it worry y'all? Because and the other piece of things that the vaccine news has been coming out. Does that worry you? It worries me quite a bit that what he's doing right now could delay how we are able to roll out. Maybe not. We always thought it would just be one vaccine, but now there's multiple companies saying they have them. But how much do you think that's going to affect when vaccines are able to be rolled out in January or February?
Man, I mean, to be honest, I don't know how much of an impact. I know it will be though. Like the way that he's going, the way his thinking is right now I most definitely will have an impact. I don't know what he will do. Like I'm hearing things that from not to get off the COVID, but he's over here talking about he'll cut funding for the military. It's like he's just trying to do all these things. So like, why wouldn't he just do something that the vaccine couldn't come out, like to halt it or say we're not going to get it from this company? Like it's just crazy. So. I mean, it will be an impact. I'm just hoping that, man, something can turn around, like a change. The thing that really, really bothers me, not only about him and what's going on, is that the people that are still supporting him, and these are like our politicians too. You got Republicans in the Senate, and the House. You got our own governor here, sitting here, man. Like there's still like some of the stuff like. Just what this country has been founded on, like, it's just that you're going all against that for somebody who, man, I mean, I don't know, like, is not a true leader. So, I don't know, man. I think, like you say, just to get back to you, Kelly, I think it will impact. I don't know how. I don't know what, but I'm kind of like, whatever happens, it's not gonna shock me. Like maybe it's like, I believe that. I like if I could. You could tell me. Most time I like to research, but a lot of things you can just tell me that this administration is doing. I'm like, I probably believe that. Like, that's crazy.
And that's kind of like when it was back when he announced that they were going to do the Republican National Convention, like at the White House, and it had been a couple weeks before where they were like, they had canceled it. I think it was supposed to be in Charlotte, and then it was like, well, where are they going to do it? And in my head, I said to myself, I was like, he's just going to do it at the White House. Like, why would he not? And everybody was like, oh, he won't do that because it's against the law, and like, you're not supposed to do campaign stuff at the White House. And I was like, yeah, he's not going to care. Like, he knows that that's going to fire his base up, and that's going to look like, just aesthetic-wise, TV-wise, like that is going to look great for him. Why the hell would he not do that? And you saw what he did. So, yeah, none of it surprises any of us anymore. But back when you were talking about Governor Abbott and our politicians, it's sad and it's not right, but they're basically looking out for their own political like aspirations in the future, and some of them are going a lot further than others, like Lindsey Graham and Ted Cruz. But there are some who are just not saying anything, and that's as worse, as bad as
not saying anything. Just basically you're saying something when you're not saying anything. Yeah. So I mean, it's crazy, man. But Governor Abbott. Just looking at yesterday, as I'm looking at the numbers, I think Friday we were at Dallas County with 2,100 new cases. I think yesterday we were like Saturday or something, we were like at 1,800. Like, but we're just so high, and they already said projections for Dallas County are like going to be in the 2,000 in this coming week. And then just a sidebar to that, I was telling my wife, man, I said, I was speaking to my mother actually, but you got to think that these numbers of people who are getting tested and reporting it, man, there's probably people out here like being a math teacher. You got to believe that multiply that by 2 of people who are not either getting tested, that may have it, or getting tested, or just don't report it. So I mean, that number could be like 4,000, and for our governor to come out and just so strong and just say we're not shutting down again.
And when I saw it on the screen, it was in words, but I felt like he was screaming at us, like we're not shutting down, guys. I'm like, no. I'm like, oh man.
Like what would it take? For I guess nothing really. I mean, I don't think it would. I don't know, man. Like, it would just have to be like, I think coronavirus would have to actually morph into a person and like start actually coming out here killing people and be like, okay, we need to do something. But like, I don't see, for him to make that statement and to have that decision as our top leader in Texas. Like, I mean, if you believe that, I don't think you should say it but then it goes back to what you're saying. I think that's just like for his career, like he has to make that statement now. because he needs to hold on to some type of unity. I guess right now, I don't know what unity I would have to this administration. That's just me. And I mean, not to say that I'm always agreeing with Democrats, but I'm just like, this right here is not leadership. Like what I define as leadership is not, and I don't know how you can stick with that. That says a lot about your character to me. Yeah. So,
and it's just not. It's not what we need right now, and so it's like when you look at what's going on, it should never become political, but it's become political, and B, it's not a political thing just to look at what's happening right now and say we need to do something, like something needs to happen, and for you just to say, I didn't see what he had said, but it seems like he just basically came out and be like, yeah, we're not going to do anything, and like anybody who's asking,
Texas
you're stupid.
So basically that was it right now.
Exclamation mark.
So it's just like, but that's in it. It's so funny to me because when you hear something like that, and then you hear what somebody like Michigan or New York or California, and I know California is really the extreme, but that is something you hear. The visuals that are so, in your face are when you're watching like a football game yesterday and Minnesota's stadium completely empty. You've got stadiums like Minnesota. Who else was empty yesterday? I think the Packers were empty. Or no.
No, we played in Indianapolis. Indianapolis was empty.
Empty.
Yeah, so we're empty.
But then, like, Houston probably had fans.
Like Dallas.
Well, if Houston has fans, I hope not. Did Houston have fans?
I mean, Houston had fans.
I mean, Houston is like that's basically, if we talking about hot spots, that's hell. That's where hell is at right now with COVID. So I didn't see that game, so I don't know. That's crazy, but like I see what you're saying though.
So you see just like the vast difference, like the differences between like a place like Texas where it's on fire right now, but then like Michigan and Minnesota just don't have anybody there. It's like that's the difference. It's black and white right there, where like they're doing stuff that they need to be doing, and then Texas is just like, we're gonna let everybody do what they want to do. So it's crazy to watch, and it's kind of sad.
But at the same time, it is like I was thinking as I'm also looking too, but a lot of people are now like going back to Abbott. What he's saying is basically like, I guess that decision. I'm not saying he's saying this, but he's big on this vaccine that's coming out, and that's what everybody's looking for that now. And I guess like I think we're looking too far ahead, even in our school system. Like just listening to some of the things that our top administrators are saying, like they're basically like, we're not shutting down either. Like and like TEA came out with some new guidelines to shut the campus down, but like certain top districts are like, nah, we're not shutting down, and numbers are getting high. But everybody's like, when this vaccine comes out, like, and I'm just like, it's not here yet. Exactly. Like, so like, and then what I'm hearing, and I don't know, I haven't researched it too much, but I mean, I don't think even when they have it ready, it's not just something that's going to be available like right then. So I don't know how y'all feel about that.
This is a question I have. Sometimes these vaccines, people are kind of skeptical about them. You know what I'm saying? I think that this COVID vaccine is another one of those things to kind of be skeptical about, you know what I'm saying, naturally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that people, because, people have been healing, you know what I'm saying, without taking the vaccine, and have been, you know what I'm saying, getting better, and there are those who have gotten worse. But do you think that people are going to be, a little less reluctant to take it? You know what I'm saying? Just given how people feel about vaccines in general.
I've already had people tell me they're not going to get it. Yeah. Like I'm not going to say anybody, but like at school, like they've already said it, because I've been asking, like it's something that's been on my mind, and I've been like, hey, like, are y'all going to get it? And like, no.
Yeah, I think with my mindset right now, and I don't know, like me having a family of basically it's 5 of us, like right now, if you ask me, no, I wouldn't get it. But 2 reasons why: I haven't tested positive for COVID, so I haven't felt, how that, the symptoms of that, or even if I'll say that I don't think I've tested positive. Like, who knows if I'm asymptomatic or whatever. But then the second reason, man, is just that when you look at the news, can you trust your government? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, last time I got a flu shot, a third arm was coming out the side of me. Like, what is this? Like, so I don't know. I mean, there are people out there. I mean, there's people out there who won't wear a mask. So you better believe they're not getting a shot of anything putting into them that they don't know what it is. But yeah, right now I wouldn't do it. So I mean, I'm pretty sure there's more people, and I'm not so far, that type of person who I go to the extreme, so I mean, I just wouldn't do it.
And I can imagine that the vaccine would probably be more for people who are like, you know what I'm saying, having those severe symptoms, you know, those ones that are in ICU, those ones that are, you know what I'm saying, that the nurses deeming, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, you know what I'm saying, it's not looking good. Those patients like that, you know, for those that are healing quick, you know what I'm saying, doing the quarantine, and, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure that those people probably wouldn't need the vaccine or probably be, you know what I'm saying, a little, you know what I'm saying.
They probably, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, you know, some people, like you say, if it's more like you have like those high risk people, or then if you got something like, you know, who could be healthy, they like, nah, I can get over this. Like, I'm fine. You know, another thing, and I mean, most definitely I don't want to like shoot past it, but what I'm seeing and what my mind goes to is when I see all these companies, because you know, you got, like Kelly said earlier, for like right now, there's like 3 companies out here that say they have a vaccine. Some they say like 95% effective, 90%. But what I see is the money, and I'm like they know that, and that's why I'm saying, like, can I trust the government? Like, you know, who knows where this COVID came from? I don't know. I'm not going to be out here with these conspiracy theories, but I'm just saying, like, all right, so now each dose is going to be like $25, and these come like they going to get rich, man. Like,
gonna get rich.
Yeah, so I look at that and I'm just like, man, somebody's out here finna get rich off this stuff, and it's crazy. So.
Good times, man.
Like, to be an American, I guess. Like, it's looking.
Let me tell you about it.
It's sad. It's sad to watch because I mean, you know, there's multiple inflection points where we could have done something. And like really kind of tamped down on it. We just really didn't. And now, you know, each time people are like, "Oh, it's gonna be fine." It's like, no, like and it just it gets worse.
Yeah, I mean, it used to see some of the conversations that I've had with certain people. And they're just like, and when it was in March, we'll be good by June. Yeah. August, when we come back to school, we'll be perfect. Halloween, like now, just like, and they still like after Thanksgiving, everything. It's like, man, we just know that it's not gonna get better until we get somebody like who, like we need. I'm taking some classes over just leadership, man. You need an effective leader, somebody like who can problem solve correctly, who can admit mistakes, things like that. But like, I mean, we have so many places in education and our state and our you know, nationwide, worldwide, that just like it's certain people that are not taking the role of a leader, the characteristics that we define as a true leader. So I mean, we're not gonna be all right. Hopefully we get right soon, but I don't see it. I don't know.
I think the idea is to just move in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the more we move in the right direction, we'll get there.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's a pathway there, and you may have some bumps, just like anything. You're gonna have some bumps. You may have a flat tire here, but you fix that tire, put it back on, but keep it moving like to the right way. I mean, but I think we gotta first make a U-turn. We going the wrong way. Like we supposed to be going south. We all the way north. So so. But yeah, man, I mean, like you say, good times. But you know, one thing kind of like to turn this episode, we went kind of dark for a minute, but you know, I think Batman came out. But I mean, it's Thanksgiving time. We in that week, and us as educators, like I say, man, this is one reason why I signed that. This break, and I think it's well needed, not only for us as teachers, but I mean, just for anybody, you know, you need a break. But you know, what's your plans for Thanksgiving this coming up?
Man, I got plans. I'm going to see the family. You know, we do the whole family Thanksgiving thing and sit around, eat turkey. I'm hoping somebody fries a turkey this year. Because it takes a lot of effort, you know, to fry that turkey. So, and I sure don't want to do it. So, you know, I just want to go down there and eat.
That's what I was about to ask. So, do you provide any skills to the meals? I heard, do you contribute to any of the preparation of the food?
Well, in preparation, I don't eat that morning. I ain't, and I might go. I might.
Talking about making.
No. We're kind of in a consumption category, you know. I might go get some honey buns or something. Put on the table,
I got you. Grandy dinner rolls. That's what I used to do when I got into college. And I meet up, they were like, "You getting older now? Okay, I got the rolls. Right up the Grandy's. Can I get 24 rolls?" And I'd bring them and put them in the middle. Like, hey, this is what I bought.
Something simple. Yeah. You know, when they try and get you to do more, and be like, "Hey, nah, that ain't tradition. Tradition is you cook, I eat." But just gonna hang out with the family. We supposed to be going to Houston to go down there and take care of some business, but we're ending up staying in East Texas. So just go down there, eat good, see the fam. Don't get to see them too much throughout the year, and especially with everything going on. But it'll be good. Get some dressing, turkey, ham, all that good stuff. What about you?
No, my family's here in Dallas, so we'll go have dinner Thursday. I don't know why I blanked on what day Thanksgiving is. But we'll do that Thursday. I got a birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to hang out and just go a little wild with some friends. I've got some friends from high school I don't get to see who are in town, so we'll go out after dinner tomorrow night and hang out and do all that. But then just
your birthday, happy birthday,
getting old, birthday. Man. But we're gonna go do that and then just watch the Cowboys on Thursday. Hopefully beat the Washington football team.
Don't call them that.
Yeah, can't say that word anymore.
The Washington football
team. The R words. So no, I whenever I took this job, I had always thought that middle school, high school only got a couple days off during Thanksgiving break, and then somebody was like, no, they get the whole week off. And I was like, oh my God, yes.
Whole week.
I was telling my wife back when I was in school, elementary, we did go for the first 2 days of school, and then we were off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But whoever made that decision to go all week, that's who we need in our leadership.
Yeah,
you're the MVP.
God gonna bless you.
But another sidebar real quick is that Mayberry, he just basically admitted that what we do as teachers, they don't check their emails, because that's exactly what I sent down. Staff birthdays, Mr. Kelly's birthday. He was always, it's your birthday. Yeah, they don't check their emails at all. So that's I just had to put that out there because that was sent out.
It get a little difficult sometimes. But happy early birthday to my man.
Yeah, most definitely happy early birthday. But yeah, for me, man, me and the immediate family, we're gonna go out to Broken Bow, Oklahoma, go to the cabins, man, and just kind of just have a fellowship and eat out there, food, and just kind of hang out there for a few days. My mom, my mother-in-law, and some cousins, kind of keep it small, but normally this is probably the normal size that we would do, just a little bit smaller. But yeah, man, but to be honest, I just got off a Zoom call with them yesterday as we were preparing. I'm like, look, we're going to have to do some temperature checks or something, because I don't want to go down there and because, it's still, even though they're mostly here. My mom's in Memphis, and I know my mom is taking care of us and doing the right things. I know my mother-in-law is saying, but and not to say they're doing anything crazy, it's just that they may be out somewhere, and who knows, so I want to be cautious about that, but I want to have a good time. I was on another Zoom call with some church members, and I told them that, and they all looked at me like, what are you doing? I was like, nah, we gonna be good. They were like, they almost may wanted to not go. I was like, Lord, but nah. So hopefully, everything works out. Which I think it will be, but yeah, we're gonna go out there, man, and I think it'll be fun, relaxing. So get out of this setting of just at home, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to cooking, aka bringing the rolls.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna be doing. That's all I'm gonna be doing. Yeah, in the sodas. That's what I'm known for. I can pick some mean sodas, boy. Kroger got deals on sodas right now on them liters. So if you need, go to Kroger's, But yeah, man, so I'm glad, hopefully everybody be safe with their traveling. I know, Kelly, you staying in town, but...
I'm supposed to be going to Colorado next week, so...
Are you going?
That's where we're planning on going. The place that we're going, the official start of the season was supposed to be this week. And they pushed it to the day before we're supposed to be there. So now it's up in the air, and, it's with some of my high school buddies, and we were just kind of looking at each other the other day. We're like, do we do this?
Yeah.
Is this smart? And it's just if we don't go, we've already we can't get a refund on Airbnb, and that's basically $150 per person.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if we're smart and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing out there, it'll be fine. But there's still that worry of what happens if one of us gets sick.
Yeah, most definitely.
I don't know. We're gonna see. It's gonna be a week of waiting and seeing if we're able to go.
Yeah, well, hopefully everything works out with the travel for Thanksgiving for your Denver trip. But yeah, fellas, today we don't have a guest, so we wanted, and that was intentional. We wanted to kind of keep this intentional, just kind of since we're in our second episode, we're still trying to get to know for our listeners to get to know us and for us to know our listeners. So we wanted to kind of open ourselves up a little bit and just kind of tell us about who we are, who Mr. Du Bois is, who Mayberry is. And I keep saying Mr. Du Bois. I need to stop with that. Who I am, and Kelly, who we are. So that's basically what we're going to do today. We're calling this just a little session of story of self. So what we're going to do is just detail who we are. Probably take 5 to 8 minutes just to kind of just say, all right, this is who I am, this is where I'm from, this is what, and just so you as listeners can get to know us a little bit more as we continue down this journey of this podcast, and just like I say, just of engaging and inciting just media that we're trying to continue to build here at MD 2020. So what we'll do, we're going to start with Kelly.
I think we're starting with me. So,
all right, so Kelly, go ahead and you kind of be like that guest. So who are you? Who is Mr. Kelly?
So I've jumped. My life has been kind of crazy. I guess I'll start when I was 11. When I was 11 years old, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. That kind of upended my entire life to where I had been with a bunch of kids in the same school for 6 or 7 years, and then had to completely change to a new school and a new environment and new friends. And I always look back on that point in my life, and most people, when I tell them that I have Crohn's, they're like, oh, like that sucks, or like, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, for me, that completely changed who I am, because it put me in with a new group of friends, and it completely changed my outlook on what was going on in my life. And it made me more thankful for everything that was going on and for all the people around me. And it made me just to kind of look at life a little bit different, because when you have your homecoming junior year, and then all of a sudden you're going in for an appendectomy. So like that within 2 days, that completely changes everything to where it puts in perspective everything, and life can change so much and just like that. And so when you remember that, you don't take things as crazy or as personal sometimes. So life has done that, and graduated high school, went to the University of North Texas, got my degree in journalism, write a lot, love movies and sports. And when the pandemic started, I just decided that I didn't want to be doing marketing anymore, and was like, I want to become a teacher. And I thought about it for about 5 years that's something that I wanted to do, and finally just went ahead and did it. And I was very fortunate to be able to join Seacaville Middle School, and started this up, and it's been a crazy, this is November, 8 months, probably the craziest 8 months of my life, but again, it's just finding those silver linings in everything that you do. And through this entire pandemic, it's changed my entire life again. And so I'm really thankful for these last 8 months, but hope it's over sooner rather than later, so everybody's lives can kind of go back to normal.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, with you having Crohn's disease, and then with this pandemic going on, are you considered high risk or?
Kind of. So since my immune system isn't totally compromised, I'm not at the top of the list, but if you were looking at a list of people who are, I'm mid-tier.
Okay.
But my little brother, he's immunocompromised. So whenever the vaccine comes out, he's top of the list just because of what's wrong with him. So it's made it a little bit stressful just throughout these last 8 months of figuring out what's going on and keeping everybody safe. Yeah. So it's been nuts, man.
I mean, it's crazy because I knew you had. I don't think. I'm not gonna say you didn't tell us, but that's my first time really, I guess, hearing that. That you had Crohn's. I know you had mentioned that you were kind of not to say high risk, but you were telling you had some a concern, which that's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. It's it's one of those things where I don't try to be super out about it. I don't try to be because it's one of those things where I don't want a ton of sympathy for it, but I want to let the people know who I know, just be hey, if we're out and about at a bar or at a restaurant and all of a sudden I disappear for 30 minutes, it's not that I'm it's not that I dipped out on you. It's I had to run across the street to the bathroom because the bar doesn't have a bathroom. It's made life interesting sometimes. But the other part about it that I like to have a lot of fun with it is one of my buddies when we were in high school gave me the nickname Captain Crohn's. So I have a jersey. I have a Dallas Stars jersey, and it's the number 2, and it says Crohn's on the back, and it has a captain's symbol on it. Yeah. So I've got that Stars jersey, and then I have an FC Dallas jersey with the same thing. Okay. So like, just making fun and poking fun at it, because it can be super serious sometimes, but at the same time, have some fun with it, because it's not going anywhere. Yeah. There's no way to cure it, and once you kind of understand that and get past that point of it, it frees up a whole lot of
I think
anguish or depression out of your head.
That's good. I mean, because just not only with people just dealing with so much in our lives, like to have that type of mindset, all right, if I can't do nothing about it, what I can do, I can try to do things to be smart about, kind of preventing certain things happening, be responsible, but then also just living my life. Because I mean, some people can have that, put a hindrance on their life, and that's it. That's all they focus on. And they don't have anything to look forward to. So I mean, like you say, I like the jersey and all that. Like you say, to make something fun about it in a serious situation. But I mean, most definitely, man.
And it's funny because especially with the jersey stuff, it's just when people see that, they're like, what? And it's just it makes it more comfortable for other people, because some people get kind of weird about it sometimes. And I get it. It's uncomfortable to talk about that sometimes, but when you can poke fun at it, it makes it easier for other people to kind of handle it as well, and they help. It's better for them to understand it. Yeah. So, man, it's fun. It's a hilarious thing to have to kind of deal with, but I'm very thankful for it, because it really put me in a better point of my life. So I'm thankful for it.
Most definitely. Well, thank you for sharing, Kelly, and listeners. Hopefully, when we post this, if you got questions, I'll provide an email address if you, as we're telling our stories, or even just like I say, the same way that we ask for comments, feedback. If you got more questions for any of us, you can most definitely do that. Yeah. Mayberry. Who is Mayberry?
Man, let me tell you.
You need more than 7 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, look, start that time over. Man, I'm Brian Mayberry. I'm from the Houston, Texas area. Went to a high school, Channelview, small town, Channelview, Texas, little suburb of Houston. Mm-hmm. Like I say, play sports, but I was also one of those kids who was into my grades. I remember growing up, I wasn't making good grades. It was my second or third grade year. Mm-hmm. And I say this to say, this is one of the reasons I became a teacher. I realized how much of an impact teachers can have on your life. Because I remember my first year in the 5th grade, I had a teacher, Miss McCauley. Shout out Miss McCauley. Yeah. She was the one that really spearheaded education for me. That was the first year I made straight A's. And I went to my next year. Shout out Miss Irvin, my 6th grade teacher. All right. Those are two teachers that really, got me to where I'm at right now from an educational standpoint, because they just really saw something in me and kept it going. Like I say, went to high school, top 10%, played sports, all those good things, and education. I think I always knew that I was going to be a teacher. We was in an organization. I don't know if y'all know something called PALS.
Yeah.
I was in an organization called PALS my senior year, so we would go to different schools and work with the youth, troubled youth. Some of them were special education students, and not really, those students that have ID, but students that have emotional disturbance problems. And so I remember working with those kids, and I just remember them really taking an attraction to what I was teaching them. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Really listening, really, diving deep into who they were, really made me feel good as a person. So that's when I really figured out that teaching was something that I really wanted to do. So graduated high school, went to college. I went to Kilgore Junior College fresh out of high school because I wanted to play football. But that didn't, it's not that it didn't work out, injuries and stuff and all that stuff. But ended up coming home, finished up, got my degree at Texas Southern University in health studies. And I went back to work at Channelview High School, the school I graduated from. Yeah, and I first started as a sub, and it really kind of started out because I really needed a job at the time. Yeah. And then,
like all of us.
Yeah. It's usually how it starts out, right? Yeah. And then, like I say, just remembered the love that I have for teaching, you know what I'm saying, for teaching younger people and watching them progress and watching them develop over a extended time period and watching and knowing that you had played a hand in that, in their development. And like I say, I think that that spearheaded in Channelview, and I was dating somebody, still a good friend of mine. She was living out here in Dallas. So I moved out here, and it was probably one of the best moves that I could make, as far as career and, building as a person, because I've definitely grown over these past 4 or 5 years during my stint at Seagoville. So, everything happens for a reason, and I love teaching. I love what I do. I love coaching. I love my coworkers. I love people I work with. So, but yeah, just a little bit about me, and I got plenty of hobbies. I love playing video games, golf, sports, all that good stuff.
Look at them golf. All right.
So I'm gonna need a little more than 7 minutes.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you: is it because you're a special education teacher? Was that something from dealing with, like you say, with PALs and all that? Was that something that kind of led you to special education, like, or was it just like that was just something that, like, was that like you felt like a calling, or like why are you a special education teacher?
I think you're hitting the nail right on the head. I think that especially working with PALs, we did work with those students who needed those extra needs and extra attention. And I don't think growing up, you don't know, like, as a senior, you don't know, like, special education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, growing up and looking back on it now, I recognize that those are kids with learning disabilities. And I enjoyed working with them more because they appreciated it.
Yeah.
And then whenever I first started working at Channelview High School, I first started subbing. I subbed for a teacher that actually happened to be my teacher when I went to school there. And then when I got on permanently as an inclusion aide. Yeah. And so I also had a chance to work with students who had learning disabilities, for 2 years. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it just brought back those memories of being in PALs. And like I say, that's whenever I got certified in special education, because I knew, like, this is the route that I want to take as far as this field goes. And this is the route that, I can go home every day feeling satisfied, like I really helped somebody.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And I have to say, man, it's actually working with you when I was in the classroom. Like, we need teachers like you, and just like I say, when you're as a student, I never knew what was going on in the background of education. I thought teachers would just, like, they would come to work, pop on a PowerPoint, and it was like they create. Well, they didn't even have PowerPoint. We straight from the book back then. So, I mean, and you wouldn't know a student would get pulled down. You're like, where he going?
Yeah.
Like, you never knew what was going on, but to really see it now, the logistics of what's going on, like, we need people like you. We need hall monitors. We need, like, office staff, like everybody. That. All that makes a school function. So, it's good that, like, that I think out of us three, you actually had that, like, you knew you knew you were gonna go to education. I think all our paths are different. We all up end where we need to be, and I think this is where we all need to be. But it's good to know that, like, your path was already set back then. So that's good, man. So
when you're talking about, like, you went back to your old high school at Channelview, like, for me, whenever I went back and coached, and it was really, like, interesting, like, going back and seeing it from, like, that different angle. What was it like just going back and seeing it from, substitute point of view?
It was crazy because being from that school, being from that town, I knew everybody. Like, and most of the teachers that were, my teachers were still there because I wasn't too far off from, from being in school. I was still young. I was 21 when I first started. So if I didn't know them, I knew their younger brother, or or their younger sister, or their mother. Yeah. So it was kind of like hey, that's Mayberry. How is he subbing? what is he doing? Yeah. He too young, So it at first it was kind of like not a culture shock, but it was like whoa, I'm really like an employee at a high school now. Yeah. Like crazy, but the more I worked, the more, the students got used to who I was and what I was bringing, the energy that I was bringing on a daily basis. And, out in the neighborhood, I might be, B. May or, but in this school, like, it's Mr. Mayberry. You know what I'm saying? And don't, because you're going to get me in trouble with them.
I got a question there, because you said then when you went back, you were actually the inclusion teacher for one of your teachers.
Yeah.
So how's that? Like, how's that change? Like, how's that transition from being a student to now be like, hey, I need you to go make some copies?
Yeah. Well, so it was a teacher that I was subbing for. I can't think of her name right now.
Oh, okay, you were subbing for.
Yeah, I was subbing for,
okay,
and she was a BCIS teacher, real nice lady, and she was pregnant.
Okay,
and so,
okay.
And I had just been, I was subbing, and like I say, I was trying to work every day. I was like, I need, you know what I'm saying? I need to make some more money. So I was, you put me on your schedule, and she saw that I was up there every day, and you know, me being one of her former students, she's like, well, I have a long-term gig that you can do. Yeah. And she's like, you ain't got to do grades, and you don't have to do this, but you can do this and do that, and you know, just trying to keep it simple. But I jumped on in there. I was like, nah, I'm doing grades, I'm grading stuff, and you know, so, and I really enjoyed it. And then, like I say, they saw the way that I attacked being a sub. So it's kind of like, hey, you know, you wanna stay on permanently? And it's like, heck yeah, like,
so that's what I try to, you know, hard work, man. It pays off. It pays off.
It really does.
And really what pays off is really going above and beyond, like what that role, like, you could have just went in there and just did just straight the basic, the minimum, but, you know, it pays off when you're doing more, because people see that, man, and that's what we, you know, I try to tell each student that I like, you know, or just anybody that I meet, that it's not all about what they say on that paper. Yep. Like, you're gonna do more, especially education. You gonna do way more. Like, you gonna be fixing some plumbing. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with discipline, but you know, hey, that's what it is.
One of the things I ask you is are you flexible?
Yeah.
And anybody in anybody professional jargon knows, are you flexible?
Yeah.
Will you do something that ain't got nothing to do with what I need you to do?
I like what they slick with on any job roles and responsibility. At the last one, it says, and other roles and responsibility as requested. I'll be like, yeah, I know what that means.
Everything.
Yeah, like, so you can't complain about nothing. I open now. Look at that last statement there. So, but yeah, man. So, you know, I want to, I guess, get to me. Now,
that's what I'm waiting on.
Ah, man. So, like I said, I'm gonna need more than that too. But I'll get right into it, man. I'm born and raised in Dallas, Texas. People don't think that because of how much dislike I have for
Colts fan.
and the Colts fan. So, real quick on the Colts, Madden '98. I was playing that back as a kid, and I was like, man, I don't like the Cowboys. My whole family liked them. I picked another blue and white team at the time, and Marshall Faulk was like running. I won like every game. I would do a hatchback pitch or something, and just go to the right. I'm like, okay, who is this? And then Jim Harbaugh and all that. So I just like start watching them. So that's how I became a Colts fan. But yeah, man, like I say, born and raised Dallas, Texas, in the Pleasant Grove area. One thing about me, man, and I just like to be transparent, is that, so growing up, you know, middle class, my mom and dad got a divorce, so I stayed with my mom, but and then I have an older brother, but he's like 8 years older than me, so he was kind of like out of the house when I was kind of growing up, like being like in that 13, 14 year age. So like I was like, I'm the man of the house. So I was really kind of like trying to take responsibility with things. Got a younger sister. One thing about me, man, I was always, I say this, I tell my wife, I was sneaky, like just like any other kid. So people would always, I had a little, like a nickname called Lucky E. That's what they used to call me, because it seemed like I was always lucky. And sometimes, like, we used to, you know, gamble in the bathroom, flipping quarters. Like, and so I always would win. Like, I would always win. And so people just called me Lucky E. But I was sneaky too, though. Like, I would, like, sometimes, and then I wouldn't be so honest with people by being sneaky. So sometimes I could be dead broke, but like I got it on, like, because I'm just like, I got to keep that persona. And I say that to say that persona kind of took me down a path of, like, you know, a dark place for a little while. So like, just to jump, like, went to Skyline High School. That's where I graduated from. I went to UNT, graduated from there with a finance degree. So I was like, I was in, you know, finance with, you know, I dealt with mortgages, bankruptcy. That's where a lot of my career went from before I got into education. And so I had my oldest daughter when I was 19. So I was a freshman in college, like going to college with my wife, girlfriend, then pregnant. So, you know, young, not really knowing what a father was, but I was like, at the end of the day, I'm going to take care of my child. So I made sure I was there. So that's why I went to UNT, because I was top 10%. And in Texas, top 10% mean you could have went to any school in Texas. But I just, like, you know, UNT is close. good school. So, but yeah, I mean, did that, graduated, and then man, I was that lucky he came back. I was in the clubs, parties. I used to throw parties at UNT a lot. So I mean, made money. I was always business minded, like so I would like make money. But got back home, man, when kind of like when I graduated, still in the club, just partying. You know, I got like I say, now my daughter's probably about 6, 7 years old. Still being there for, but not like I should have been. And then, man, just like 2014, that's what I just say. So I tell people that was one of my best years and worst years. So like the first 6 months, man, it was just like, I could tell that story. We have to have a whole nother podcast on that. But first 6 months were like amazing to what people say in the world would say amazing. So, but the next 6 months, like that roller coaster, you know, like when you riding the Titan, when you going up, like when when you getting on and you going up, y'all talking and like I don't know if you just any roller coaster, you just like click, and you just having that conversation, but you gotta fall, like you gotta go down, and that stomach coming up. So, man, it took me down a dark place. It really like I say, it was everything that it was about me. Like I say, the sneakiness. The not really being honest with like myself, all that kind of just came to a head because it was just like at the end of the day, it was like, man, it was like I had nowhere to hide. So at this time I got 2 kids now. I have my oldest daughter and I got my son. And man, just to be like I say, it was just a dark path. Like I lost almost everything. I almost lost my family because it was just mistakes that I made. And like I say, looking back, it was just like I had to step up and be a man. So lost friends, but like I say, one thing that I say this is that in life you'll know who your friends are, and like I said, I made mistakes. I'm not gonna say that like the mistakes that I made it was on them. It was just, but like forgiveness is one thing I'm big on, and in our culture, black culture, and I don't know, but like forgiveness is one thing. Like I was always taught, don't forgive anybody. Like they do you wrong, you gotta like you don't talk to them. So, but when you the one who need forgiveness, it's like, ooh, like how's that? Like that's crazy. So, I turned my life around, man. I'm still working on it. 2015, I started, like my mom always took me to church. But I kind of, when you go off to college, you just doing your own thing. But kind of got back in with my faith and all that. So, got married when finally, because me and my wife, we were together since like her junior year, my senior year in high school. And so we got married, had our 3rd child now. She's 1, so we got 3 kids. And, man, I just got to say, like, just kind of like getting into education, it was just like with the market, everything was going crazy, getting laid off or like cut hours or reduced pay. I got to make a change. So my wife, who's been a teacher, was a teacher going like 7, 8 years now. She was like, just look at education. Like, I love math because I always like, that in school. So I took the test. Failed it the first time, like, this ain't for me. Like, but I mean, I kept at it, man, and I think that's what you got to do. Like, you just got to like keep at it, and man, so became a teacher. Seagoville Middle School, that's where I started. Where I met Mayberry and was there for a year and a half. Went to another school, came back, and now I'm kind of like I call it semi-administration. But trying to, just not. It's not all about just moving up for me. It's just kind of making an impact and being intentional with that impact. So I don't care where I'm at. I just want to make an impact. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to. I live by a motto of just trying to be better than I was the day before. So every day I wake up just kind of like, what did I do yesterday? Did I make some mistakes? Well, let's not do those again. But if I did something great, how can I do something greater today? So. Yeah, that's me, man. Like I say, 3 kids, married, just trying to be better than I was the day before.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What is it like marrying your high school sweetheart?
Man, it's
because that's a long relationship.
So to be honest, and this is just me just being honest, man. It's not so much of me and her. It's another being, you know. And I say that's spiritual for me. So it's God for me that kind of kept us together. 'Cause like you say, man, we've been together since 2000. Like we knew each other in 2003. We started dating February 25th, 2004. That's when I asked her to be.
Date drop.
Yeah. Like, hey. So, back then in the day, you used to celebrate those anniversaries of when you asked. So, man, we started dating then, and since 2005, to now we in 2020. That's 15 years. 2004. I'm sorry. So that's 16 years. But I think that the spiritual side, but then really, man, to be honest, it was like my kids played a major role. Like having my daughter so young, for both of us, me being 18 when I found out she was pregnant, she's 17, then being 19 when she's born, my wife being 18, we had to grow up fast and together. So I mean, it was some rough patches, but man, it's been amazing. Like to see that, like I don't like to actually be like, I wake up today, I love that woman over there, man. And like it's crazy because I mean, like you say, in the world that we live in, when you just pop on TMZ, so and so getting a divorce, so and so getting, it's like that's not real, but like something like that, it is real. So I mean, it's amazing to me.
Very nice.
When you talked about, you had that first 6 months of great life, just like being great, and then obviously like the last 6 months it's just kind of all maybe not cratered, but I don't know a better word to use right now. Life is all about those ups and those downs. Yeah. At what point did you kind of realize that it was that just low point, and what made you start to move forward kind of out of that?
So being honest again, man, you know in life you have those moments where you can kind of like remember when okay, when I did that. So it was that the garage closing when my wife, girlfriend at the time, was pulling out with my daughter and my son saying like, hey, you're going to have to get right. And she left. And that garage closed and I was just like, what? And so at that moment, it was like, I sometimes in life somebody was like, I'm gonna change. And like, it's like, how do I know that? Because you've been on this path so you've been so on the wrong side so long. But I was like, that day, I was like, I'm going to change. And so, but the best way to change is by your actions. So, I had some rocky paths here and there, but it was more than that, like my conscience was hitting me like, okay, before I do this, all right, what will happen when this, and so you start to think what's going on. And so before then, it was no thinking. It was just like me, I'm all right, like whatever it makes me feel good. But now, like I say, it's just kind of just thinking through my actions before I do them. And that's what, like I say, I tell kids, like you gotta just think before you do. Like you finna do that, but like take 10 seconds to be like, if I do this, what's gonna happen?
Exactly.
And so that's when I knew. But like, that garage closing, that was
hard, huh?
What? Like I'm talking about like shutting, the granddad, and where we were staying at that time, that garage was squeaky. It was so you would take a long time to come down. I'm just like, like come back, like, like and just shut. So that's when I knew right there.
Yeah.
There's something else. You left Seaman Middle School, and how long were you at the other school?
Just for 1 year, one school year.
So then you came back. When you had that opportunity and you were thinking about coming back, what was kind of going through your head of like, oh man, like I'm going to be going back to Seaman Middle School? What was it like just doing that?
I'll tell you two things. Like leaving, I think sometimes like you can get in a place where you like. It feels comfortable. You don't want to change because it's like, I made some new friends here. Like I'm cool. Like I got a good system here. Like I'm in like me being I'm really was learning how to really teach. Like I know math, so it was like something that was like, man, if I make the decision to go, and it was like a step up. Like it was a teacher lead role. Mm-hmm. So to go over here, and I'm only at that time a year and a half into teaching. Like I'm finna go over here, and I met some of the teachers like 20 years. I'm like, oh, that's nervous, but. I mean, to be honest, I was just like, man, it's just gonna be like just like a chance that I'm gonna just have to take. Like if I fail, I just fail, but I learn from it. So going there, that was a big step. But then coming back, I mean, Dr. Martinez, he was shout out episode 1 is I guess, and you check that one out. But he was he reached out, man, and he was just like, hey, like, and it goes back to what Mayberry was saying, like he seen something in me. Like when I was at school, it was his first year there, and I was like, he didn't really know, like we didn't get to know each other like that. We did some things, but. Man, he was like, I seen how your work before. So he was like, would you want to come back and be in this role? And to say, I was like, that was another step up. And I was like, yeah, for sure the money. But I was like, man, do I want to go back? Because there was, not to say bad blood over there, but it was just like, there was a reason why I did leave the first time. That was like, so yeah, but to come back, I was like, man, no. At the end of the day, it's not about me. It was like it was something at that school. I started there. I knew some of the kids already there. I know that community. So I'm like, let me go back and see if I can make some positive change. And so far, I feel like, it's been positive with the team that we got. Mm-hmm. And then just the culture, like even you all, like y'all play a role into what we're trying to do this year. So the decision to come back, it was real. Like he told me about the role and I was like, yeah, I'm down. So That was easy. Yeah. So
I actually remember seeing you. So the year you were here, you know what I'm saying, me and you hit it off real good friends. And then you had left.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you come back a couple. I remember seeing you in the building.
Yeah. I had came in like twice. Yeah.
And I remember you actually told me, like, I might be coming back.
Yeah.
And, you know, you keep all that stuff to yourself, you know, because you don't want to say anything. One question that I have, because I've seen a lot of teachers leave Seagoville, and then I'll see them back on campus, you know, looking around, you know, maybe trying to, you know, see if they want to get back on campus or, you know, join the staff again.
Yeah.
Would you say that the grass is typically greener on the other side whenever you leave a particular school, or are there just different challenges that come up as well?
Yeah, so that's funny because Dr. Martinez would say the statement is that the grass is not green on the other side. So it does. So like when you're in a situation, like you think that no matter what if I got an opportunity to go over here, it's gonna be better than this because this is the worst because you're in it right then. Yeah. So be honest, I was like, I just wanted a fresh start from where I was like, I was like, man, I don't want to go through what I went through this year again next year. But I think that like we do, it's just human beings. We just look at stuff and like it's experience. But I'm like, yeah, like I need to get out of this situation. And I look over there because it's the same thing. Like when for this instance, when that school you're interviewing with that school. They're putting on their best for you, so it looks great. And I mean, nothing is perfect. And I mean, it was a good experience where I went. But I mean, yeah, most people probably would if it's a decision that they're leaving. Especially, I think that like, let's say you're a teacher at this school and you got an opportunity to go just to be a teacher in this school. It's just a straight. It's like the reason why most people would change it because they do feel like it is probably greener. I would say maybe not, but some people want that new, different experience. But I mean, people do in life. That's what you get. I think you got to work through situations, and like that's what I learned. That's what you grow with maturity. Like after a while, it's like you can't keep running away because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just you're gonna find yourself in this situation over here that's just maybe the same or different, but it's still a situation. We gotta problem solve. Like that's so kind of going back to what we're saying. You gotta be able to problem solve, and you gotta do it effectively, and you gotta do it like in cases like with communication, respectfully and honest. That's so but most definitely. But yeah, man. I think that for sure. I think that the goal for this recording, our session today, was to kind of get to know each other a little bit better. I think for us three, because we're still growing. I mean, like I said, I know me and Mayberry have been knowing each other going on for like close to 3 years now, but it's still trying to just know each other, Mr. Kelly. And hopefully our listeners can take this and kind of, hopefully the goal is just to get to know us a little bit better and they can see us different as we move through this path that we're on with this podcast. And like, you'll be like, oh, I know why he said that. I know why he's doing that.
Understand.
Yeah. So, fellas, I want to just say thank y'all again, man. I can't say it. Yeah, episode 2. I can't say that enough, man. I think that as we go into Thanksgiving, I hope everybody, listeners, Kelly, Mayberry, everybody, the haters out there, y'all have haters. I hope that turkey burn up. But hope everybody enjoy their time, man, with their family, with their friends. Get rest, stay safe. That's the biggest thing. That's one of the biggest things. But I mean, another episode, man. But we can't get up out of here until we give up them shout outs. We got to get them shout outs, man. So I'm gonna start today. I'll start today. I want to give a shout out to. Mayberry had kind of brought it up to my wife, man. We doing this recording at the house today, and upstairs right now, she's dealing with 3 kids, and we just heard a bang, and I thought somebody died.
Be real
MVP. So Miss Kendria DuBois, I want to give a shout out to my wife. So thank you for being who you are. That's my shout out for today.
Okay, I'll do mine. I actually have, mine is more than one person. I apologize.
Look at you. Last time with the mama. What's this time?
Go ahead. It is the Seagoville Math Department.
Okay. Go Math.
Go Math. I think that we do an outstanding job. I first want to send a shout out to Mr. Hill, who's doing a great job coming in first year, and I think he does well. With providing us leadership. And then shout out to Miss Peterson, our CIC. She does a great job with coordinating our PLCs. And then shout out to all of our math teachers, but a big shout out to Miss Garcia, Miss Peterson, and Mr. Warren.
A grade
math team. Okay. They do a great job at making sure that everything It's done for our students. And then a big shout out to Miss Arredondo. And then I promise I'm done.
Teacher of the year, Miss Arredondo.
Go math.
Go math. That's what I'm talking about. All right. That was more than 2.
Sorry, guys.
All right, Mr. Kelly.
I'm over here like racking my brain.
No, I'm going to go with Mrs. Davis. Nice. Mrs. Krista Davis. She's our new teacher academy lead. It's one of those things where back when I had just gotten out of college and would have been forced to do training or something, and I'd been like, man, this is stupid. I don't want to be here. But no, having a different mindset and going into those new teacher academies, understanding that this is going to be something that can help us. She does a really great job of not only just different things to use in the classroom, but with the challenges of hybrid learning, figuring out ways to maybe not manipulate Zoom, but making it easier for not only for us, but for the kids, and to figure ways out for them to learn. And so I give her a lot of credit for coming up with innovative ways and new ways of helping us out. So I know I really appreciate it. We had one, I think, this past week, and there was some good stuff in there. So Mrs. Davis, for sure.
Me and Miss Krista Davis have that love-hate relationship. I call her like my 1-year-old. She's like a Sour Patch kid to me. Like she can say something so mean. You be like, oh, you mean this? You like, but then something so sweet. So she's super cool. Like me and her, we joke all the time. I'll be like, I said, oh, you wearing that again, huh, today? And then she'll just say, hit me with something. But she kind of helped me get this house. I mean, our first house, she was kind of guiding me through that process of like what they did, her and her husband, to get their house in the process. So, I kind of took a lot of advice from her. But yeah, she is amazing, man. So
and she can teach you about triple dribble. Just ask her about it. These two guys, I know y'all look confused. What? You have to ask her about it, all right? Just ask Ms. Davis about triple dribble, all right?
We might have to get
No.
We might have to get her on as a guest and talk about that. But yeah, shout out to Miss Krista Davis. Shout out to the math department. Shout out to everybody at Seagoville Middle School. Shout out to all the listeners, actually. So
shout
I'm
out
gonna go one above Mayberry. I'm gonna shout out to everybody. So and so as I say that, as y'all are listening to this, please share this podcast. We're gonna go back to just the modern day. Just share it with a text, a verb, like mouth to mouth, email, whatever you need to do. Yeah. So until we get up there onto these platforms that we trying to get to, it's a process. But until then, it'll be on YouTube. Yeah. It'll be on the Seagoville Middle School, all our social media sites, Instagram, Facebook.
Go follow the Twitter. They only got 14 followers.
Oh, okay.
At Seagoville MIDD1.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. Okay.
Yeah. So most definitely, and I know Ms. Var gets a love. We get that Twitter up. So yeah, I mean, help us out. We'll help y'all out. We thank y'all for y'all support. If y'all have any feedback, anything that y'all want to provide to us, how we can get better, what we're doing is great. Check in the description box, and when this is posted, email us. But it's another one, man. Episode 2, Kelly Mayberry.
2020.
Hey, it's going down. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving and be safe.
Happy holidays, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.